Hello, fellow Voyagers. Jess here with Odyssey Human, here today to talk about if letting go triggers you, here's why. Thanks for tuning in. This is the channel where we help you hack through the jungles of consciousness and discover the hidden treasures inside of you. If that sounds good, please subscribe. We'd love to have you on the channel. Letting go is something that it's a pretty hot word in manifesting, right? Everybody has something to say about it, as do I. So today I kind of wanted to share some insights on letting go, because this was a concept that was super triggery for me at the beginning. And as I've understood it, I want to share some of those insights with you today based on my experience. So when we are manifesting, as when we are learning emotional mastery, because to me they're very, very similar. We're using something what I call our emotional positioning system. I used to call this the emotional fire triangle, and it's three things that kind of come together in kind of like a little scope. And as we adjust one of the three sides, we move in consciousness. We move to a different state of being. And so what are the three sides? The first side is, what's the story you're telling, right? What thoughts are you having? What's the active story that you're telling? The bottom part of the triangle is our belief. What are you believing? Like really believing in your heart, in your body about the situation. And then the third thing on the third side is your attention. And so as these things move, right, and change, we move into different states of being, states of consciousness. And you'll feel that as an emotion. You're going to feel where you've landed, where you are by the emotion that you're feeling. And so if the concept of letting go is triggering you, if when you hear this advice to, oh, you have to let it go and move on with your life, if that is triggering to you, that's actually a really good sign, because you're going to know exactly where you are. Because that means there's fear, right? Because if there's fear about letting go, it means you don't feel safe to let go. This is a safety issue. And safety and attention are very closely linked, right? We fixate on the things that we feel are a problem, that we feel need to be addressed, that we got to deal with, that we got to solve, that we got to get out, that are causing us pain. We fixate on those things. Whereas the things that we feel safe about, that we're like, oh, I got this, it's cool, everything's good, I don't have to pay attention to it, right? We relax our attention. We relax our attention. And so coming at this from an attention angle is not, there's a better way to go about adjusting your triangle. And, this can come up. You could feel this, say, if just the words letting go, if that language, or surrender, those words didn't ever land right for me, right? To me, that feels like giving up, rolling over, admitting defeat. That could be where the sense of unsafety is coming from for you. Or it could be from, a sense of, I'm trying to manifest something. I'm trying to create something. I'm telling a story that I have it, but I don't believe I have it, right? And that conflict in the triangle, that causes a sense of instability, and thus the attention side, then you feel the sense of unsafety, and you're really fixating on the absence of your desire. And it's a problem. It's a problem. It's not here. It's a problem. It hasn't manifested. It's a problem. And so when you hear this advice to let go, you're like, let go. That advice, that idea, that concept reinforces, right, the state of being that you're like, I don't actually have it. I don't have it. I don't have it. And so it's a trigger. It's a trigger. So again, why is this a good thing? Because then we know where we are, right? When we're trying to move from one state of being to another state of being, it's good to know, okay, this is where I am and that's where I'm headed. It's when we don't know where we are, right? When we're unsure of how we feel, it's like, okay, then we got to take the additional step of getting clear. So that nervous focus, right? That fixation on not having what we want, that's what needs to be let go of. And it's an uncomfortable feeling. So it's good to feel, it's going to feel good to let that go. It's going to feel relief. You're going to feel relaxation. You're going to feel like you can think about other things. Like you still want what you want and you're going to have it, but there's this settling into with your attention, and this happens organically, right? From your story and your belief are now, when they are lined up in the right way, you feel comfortable. You're like, yes, this is mine. And I really believe this. I really believe that my desire is going to be mine, or it's meant for me, or I am creating everything. And then you can relax. You feel your attention then organically, naturally, as a consequence of that, relax, right? And be able to breathe a little bit and focus on other things, because it's not, the absence of what you desire isn't a problem anymore, because you are so convinced that it is yours, that it is coming, that it is there, that it's there in your consciousness, that you can relax. That's what allows you to feel safe and relax. So you want to come from it, from the story and the belief side, because then your attention will follow suit, right? So, what story will help you evoke trust? We want to kind of move into trust, like moving into knowing, moving into faith. That's what allows our attention to naturally detach, release, not focus on importance, right? We give importance to problems. We give importance to things that need immediate attention, to have urgency. It's in the space of relaxation and ease and flow. That's where we get our desire. That's where it will come into our sensory experience. But we have to achieve it, right? With our little triangle, we got to get to the state of being where that is possible. And then as we maintain that, as we rest in that state, then it comes in. So how do we do that? Here are some ideas. The thought of letting go of it triggers you, it's scary, there's fear, there's a feeling of unsafety. How do we move into, because the only thing we need to do to get from the state of being of not having and fixating on the absence to the state of being of having, trusting, knowing, is we just got to make some shifts in our little EPS system. So what are some things that we can, so trust, moving into trust. What is a story that you actually believe that evokes trust? For me, this is the belief that I got on board with, was that when I feel a desire, the minute I feel that desire, that's just an indicator that what I want, the thing that I'm desiring, the thing that I want to be or have or possess or do or experience already exists as a state of consciousness within me, right? It's a state of being that has already been activated. And the desiring, the longing for it is like a big Las Vegas sign blinking, like over here, over here, over here, over here, come over here. So all I have to do, right, is let go of where I'm at. It's that releasing of where I'm at, and because it's the holding on to it, right? The holding on and saying, well, this is what's true because this is what I'm seeing. It's not here yet. I don't see it. When we let go of that, then we allow it, that's receiving, like we allow ourselves to naturally gravitate into that giant blinking activated state where we do have it. It is ours. Because again, the minute we feel that desire, it's already ours. We've already activated that state. It's waiting for us. All we got to do is let go of where we are and move, make our adjustments and move over there to having, to being, to embodying, right? So trusting. I trust in that belief. I trust in that belief that that story that I just told you, that is my truth. I believe that because I believe that, or I'm willing. Are you open to believe that? That's one way. Knowing is another way. Knowing is a sense of what's true, right? When you have a desire, you want to have your ideal job, your perfect relationship, you just know that that is what you're meant for, right? If you believe in fate or destiny, right? Knowing that, or being able to see yourself in that reality. That's another way to, again, let go of the fixation on the absence and start moving. And knowing is just a sense of your truth, knowing your truth, knowing what's true for you. Often celebrities be like, I always knew I was going to be famous. This knowing, there's not an efforting to it. There's not it's just a truth. It's just, I know this is true for me. And that, again, leaning more on that and letting go of, well, what I'm seeing right now is the truth, and this is the truth, and letting go of that again, and knowing, resting in the knowing that this is where I'm headed. Like, this is meant for me, because it's my desire. It's all coming from me. It's all emanating from me. I'm the creator. Latching on to any of those beliefs and really believing them, and then telling that story, and that is your story, and aligning those. Again, your attention will relax. You'll be able to relax. You'll feel the sense of ease with your attention. Another thing is putting your attention on other projects. That's another great way. That's coming at it from the attention side. Throwing yourself into something else you really love. Once you are able to know, this is meant for me. This is who I'm going to be. And then really, being able to shift to, okay, I'm going to go work on this project at work, or this hobby I have, and really throw myself into it. That is a sense of trust, right? Below that is a sense of trust. And so, yeah, you're trusting that it's going to happen, and you can gently detach your attention. That's another way to do it. What's another way? Gratitude, feeling gratitude. Because when you have something, you feel grateful for it, right? The thing that you've always wanted, that you want, that you desire, when you have it, you feel grateful. So think about the aspects. Again, make your story or your thoughts and your beliefs like, I'm going to practice gratitude ahead of time. I'm going to practice, the feeling of being grateful about this amazing job I have. Man, I make all this money. It's such a great fit for me. Like, really being grateful for the littler aspects of what you want. That will also put you in a state of having it, of being it, because, gratitude is self-fulfilling, right? Gratitude doesn't require anything else to happen. It is fulfillment. And so that's another way to, again, relax your attention on the absence and move more into states of having, being, already being that person, already having it. The other thing is acting as if. Again, I like to think of it like I'm practicing. I may not see it out there in the 3D, but I'm practicing internally that state of being that person who does have it. And that's, making plans, anticipation, acting as if, practicing being in that state now, even though you don't see it out there. Another great way to do that. So you want to feel safe enough so that you can relax your attention, because the only thing keeping you from moving is our fixation on the absence, and the absence being a problem. And you're going to feel the difference in this. When you feel safe enough by doing any of those things that I just mentioned, trusting, knowing, gratitude, acting as if, giving your attention to other things, because that's a form of trust. When you do those things, you're going to feel this relaxation, right? You're going to feel like you're not cinching down anymore with your attention on the thing that you want. It's like walking your dog off leash, right? When you first get the dog, you're cinching on that leash and you're paying a lot of attention to the dog, and you're wondering and worrying of what the dog's going to do when it sees another dog or a rabbit or a person, versus letting your dog walk off leash. Letting them off leash, they wander a little bit, they do their thing, and you're walking with this sense of confidence. You know that they're coming home with you. You know that everything is okay. You know that if they disappear around a bush, it's going to be okay. And that's kind of the difference of how it feels in your body when you hear letting go and you approach that concept. And if you feel that sense of unsafety, you're kind of like the one cinching the leash and holding on to it. And it's when you move into letting the dog off the leash, trusting that it's coming with you, and even, that quiet confidence of walking up the street and knowing the dog's going to run after you, right? That same energy, that is the energy of being in a state of wish fulfilled. That is the energy of, I'm not seeing this as a problem. The problem is gone, right? When the problem is there, the absence is the problem, the absence of what you want. And tightly holding, you're trying, and you're doing all your techniques, and you're thinking about it, and it just feels really bad. It doesn't feel safe. But that sense of safety, when you hit that state of being, you'll know it because it will feel much more relaxed and at ease, and that's when you'll be it, and so you will have it then. In being it, you will then have it. It will manifest in your reality. So I hope that was helpful. Let me know. Drop a comment. I'm happy to engage with you. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.